Hi crafters, it's Karen, and I wanted to show you how I've been using my Faber Castelle Big Brush pens. These are really cool. There's the tip, it's a brush tip. I am creating a mini album for Diemond Dies, and I'm using the large, it's called the mini album, the Diemond Dies Mason Jar Mini Album Die Set. It's using this die. It's huge. It's 7 inches by 4 1/4. So this is such a great size for a mini album. That's what I'm doing. I'm using the Antique Papery by Colorbook. This is an old paper stack from Joann's from like a year or two ago. But the papers are so pretty and shabby chic, but yet, you know, a little vintage-ish. I can't stroll through it because it's, you know, there's only a few sheets left, but I'll show you the papers on here, on my jars. So really sweet. It's a nice mix of blues and browns and yellow gold colors. Really cute. There's this ledger paper. Love that bird. I love the light blue polka dots on the brown and the music sheet. I don't think you can get this paper collection anymore. But I'm using that with the Antique Papery, the die cuts. I'm going to be using these die cuts. And there's a whole bunch of them in here. And I don't know why I haven't used this collection till now. I think I've been hoarding it. But anyway, I really need to set it free in a pretty little project, so I'm using it up. And I chose this collection because I had all the, you know, a lot of the embellishments for it, you know, so that everything would go well for the mason jar. I also have the glitter stickers. Really sweet, right? Gotta love the arrow, little finger pointing guy. Inspire, hello there, remember this. Really sweet. This is going to be cute. And I hope it's cute. And this sticker sheet, this has glitter stickers on it. See the little bird cage? I also have the 12 by 12 paper of this, and it's just as cute. There's a little sewing machine there. The true story of. Really cute. It's a beautiful day. Really sweet paper collection. I also have the buttons and some other random embellishments. But anyway, so that's what I'm doing. And for the tags for this album, I'm going to use the other mason jar. Oh, I forgot. Oh, it's over there. But it's the other mason can, the small mason can, jeepers, I'm sorry, the other mason jar die from Diemond Dies. And it is so sweet, this little die. Let me tell you how much it measures. Like 3 1/4 by 2 inches. Perfect for a little tag. Really sweet. It almost matches, hold on. It is almost a match to this stamp, which I know a lot of us have. But it's just, I think it's just a little too big. It's almost a match. But anyway, I love these die sets because look, you could see the embossing in the lid. How cool is that? It embosses the lid, but it doesn't emboss the back side, not as deeply. So in putting my album together so that I would know the front from the back, because the front of the page, the front of my jars, I want that embossing to be more prominent. And of course the back not as prominent. So I cut my papers a set of 6 facing up and then a set of 6 with the papers facing down so that the back of the jars would match, you know, the back of the chipboard where it wasn't as embossed. And and I use my Mod Podge to adhere my papers to my chipboard. I'm using the white chipboard from Joann's, and it cuts, this die cuts through that without a problem. Anyway, that's what I'm using. And I use my Mod Podge, just regular Mod Podge, to adhere my papers to my chipboard. I used the tea dye distress ink to distress all around the edges, and then you know, on both sides. And then I wanted to accentuate my lids, so I used my Faber Castelle pen. I did try to use it in gray, but it wasn't showing up as much. But I wanted to shadow in, you know, that embossing, which I lost the embossing a little bit, but you can still see the shadow of the rings of the lid, you see? I mean, it looks cool in person. But anyway, that's what I did, and I did the opposite side too. So really sweet on all of them, and on all of them I'm tying a little bow with, you know, I used some white lace here. For this one I just used some twine, and I didn't adhere it. I'm going to adhere it at some point once I make up my mind what I want to use. I'm going to adhere it whether at the bow tip or on the back so that it doesn't slip around. But see, that's that one. And see, like there, you could see how I accentuated the lid using my pens, and I'll show you that in a minute. So I used twine, then I used this off-white ivory colored lace from Hobby Lobby. I don't know if I'm going to keep that there. It matches, but I'm already using white, so I don't know. But I pulled some other, you know, things from my stash. This is from Hobby Lobby, and this is basically like shoelace material. This is Melissa Francis ribbon. It was text, and I just slid it down the middle. So I'll probably use this on one of my pages. And then just seam binding. This one I'll have to spray to give it a more golden tone, and crinkle it. And I'll probably crinkle this one as well. And I have the light blue. I'll probably crinkle that as well, just to give it a little bit more character. I have some more twine here. I also thought it might be cool to use some beads, you know, bead trim, you know, tied around the lip of the jar. I don't know. We'll see. I only have 6 pages, so I need to make up my mind what I'm using. But and then oh, and I didn't pull it. Hold on. I'm sorry. Hold on. I forgot a die. Sorry about that. And then obviously I'm going to be using, because I think doilies just match, I'm going to be using, excuse me, some of these 4-inch doilies on my jars. Because, you know, as photo mats or just whatever, because I think that'll work, right? But I also used, this is a new die set, and it's called the Diemond Dies Nesting Scallop Circles. And I really love this set. There's, how many in here? 10. 10 dies in here. So I used the, let's see how big it was. I didn't measure it. Sorry. I used the 3 3/4 inch die size to cut these scallops, and I did it in this brown goldish tone and this light blue tone. And I think once I ink them up a little bit, the colors will match real well with my album. And I'm going to use these, I don't know, as photo mats, whether just in the middle, or like I'll cut one down the side and have it coming off the side like that. Or maybe I'll put this and then I'll use one of the 4-inch doilies in the center of it. I don't know if this one's big enough. I might have to cut these bigger. If I want to do that, use these as, you know, as a center for these. I might have to cut these the next size up. So let's see if that'll work real quick. Oh, you can't ever just grab one doily, right? You have to grab like 10 of them and peel them apart. Hold on. Okay, let's see. Yeah, they're too much of the same size. So but I think that'll be cool if I cut these just a bit bigger and then layer one of these 4-inch doilies in the center of it. That'll be awesome. I think that'll look sweet. So, and the mason jar is big enough to go a step higher. Yeah. So I think that's going to be cute. You know, mixed in with some of the die cuts and other embellishments that I have. I plan on using a little bit of sprays, maybe a little bit of my modeling paste along a couple of the edges. Nothing overboard. I want it to be more of a sweet, simple, you know, little a summer sunshine in a jar summer mini album. I also cut some of my what are these? The Diemond Dies mini must-haves, and these are butterflies, flowers, and a little birdie. These are so sweet. I'm gonna make tiny little flowers, you know, with these. You know, I need to shape them. I'm not gonna make little roses because I have such a hard time manipulating my flowers into that rose shape. But I am gonna make sweet little flowers layering these. So, and also I'll use the butterflies, and there's some in there, but it's all in a pile. So anyway, that's what I'm doing. That's the project I'm working on. It's for Diemond Dies. So let me show you how I've been doing the lids. Do you see that? I used the Faber Castelle pen, and then I went over it with my Wink Castella just to give it a little bit of something something. I don't know if the glitter is showing through. But if I feel like the lid is too dark, like if I feel like I went overboard, you know, like, can't tell on that one, but if I feel like, you know, it's just too dark, I know I can go over this a little bit with gesso to dim it down a little bit or something, you know. Or, you know, maybe my white gelato or something to dim down the color if I feel like I went too far with the black, you know. So anyway, let's start with this yellow one. I'm going to do the same thing I did to this one. Gonna just outline. See, the backs are already done. This is the front of the album. This is the back of the page. So I need to do that. Outline it a little bit with my Faber Castelle Big Brush pen, and this is just how I've been using them. I am no way an expert or anything like that, but I've been enjoying these pens, using them for shading, and I'll give you another example in a moment. So this is how I've been doing them. Now remember, I went over this page, or you know, with Mod Podge. I adhered my paper to my chipboard with Mod Podge, then I went over it with Mod Podge. So the surface isn't porous, you know. So let's just do this here. So you kind of want to get that roundish look to it. Do you see that? How I could rub the pen out a little bit and get that effect. You see? It's really cool, I think. But these are permanent I believe they're waterproof pens. Yes, they are. It's India ink. So I mean, if I were to adhere this pen, then just leave it alone for a little bit, it would definitely dry as is, you know, like that. But before it sets, you know, you have enough time to play with it a little bit. But that's on a yeah, on top of a gel medium that's not porous. This is a regular piece of cardstock, you know, that 110-pound cardstock that from Michael's, you know, just regular cardstock. So let me show you. and it's not been treated with Mod Podge or anything else, just regular cardstock. So if I were to do that, it doesn't go anywhere, see? You really can't, you can't move it. It doesn't move. So, because this is porous. So that's the difference between regular, paper and using a paper that's been treated with some kind of gel medium or something. So that's that one. It came out really cute. It gives definition to the lid, I think, without having to cut all the lids. I was going to cut all the lids with a different colored cardstock, maybe a silver colored cardstock, or I don't know what. But I thought this would be easier and it would look cool because of the definition there. So that's what I'm doing. Okay, so here's the back of this one. Can't really tell. I love this paper. But, and so this is the back page. So let's do it again here. Whoops, sorry. So, I should leave the link to Christy Tomlinson, or, y'all should look her up because she's just so much fun to watch. And this is, I picked this up from her. So that's the lid. That's, just a little bit of definition, and then of course there's going to be lace or something. And if I feel like there's too much there, like I said, I could go over it with a little bit of gesso or whatever to lighten it up or something. But I'm going to go over that with a little bit of Wink Castella just to doll it up a bit. But let me give you another example. This is the tag that I showed in my haul video, and I haven't finished it yet. I'm going to add some definition to the seahorse, and I'm going to do that right now with you. I also need to add some, ribbons or twines or whatever it is through the eyelet of the tag. So I think it came out really cute. Just a little steampunky type seahorse tag. The gears were left over from that canvas I did for Joe for the Father's Day hop. Really sweet. So, and there's the back. Not pretty at all. But okay, so we're going to add some definition to the seahorse. So we're going to use my nougat colored, and I don't know where nougat. And I got this one online at Joann's, Joann.com when they were on sale, and the shipping was cheap and stuff. So this is a brown color. It's really sweet. I love brown. So let's give the seahorse a little bit of definition. Okay. So we're just going to go, I'm just going to go around his head and then rub it out. And so this is what he looks like without it being defined. He looks good. He looks cute, right? I think he came out cool. But let's give him a little definition and you'll see the difference. And sometimes it takes a couple coats or whatever, if you want to call it, a couple go-rounds. Maybe I should have, whoops, can you see that? Maybe I should have used a darker, well, that works. Maybe I should have used the black. And then just accent the black with the brown. Maybe that's what I'm going to end up doing. That white on there is the Dilutions white spray, and I just sprayed it, and I didn't use my heat tool to dry it. I needed something to lighten it up and to help give it a little bit more texture and depth. So I used my Dilutions white spray, and it just came out cool. I didn't use my heat tool or anything else. I just let it puddle, and then I walked away. So there's the seahorse with a little bit of definition working on him. Let's use the black, make it a little bit more obvious. And then we can go in with the blue. Maybe this is what I do. I just sit and play. Can you see that? I'm left-handed, so I don't know how awkward this is if y'all are seeing this. That gives a little bit more of a shadow. Whoops, am I losing you? Sorry. Too much. So if I ever did too much like that, I would go in with a little bit of gesso or dilution spray or something, you know, white, and just work it out and dim it down and make it work. But anyway, basically that's how I've been using these pens. So you could see a little bit more definition happening. I know I may have gone a little too dark, right? You think? But in the end, it'll look cool. Whoops. And then, just like with everything else, a baby wipe. Sorry about that. A baby wipe. You know, can help. Sorry, I'm trying to open my baby wipes. A baby wipe can help, you know, erase. You see that? If I feel like I've gone too dark, you could, because I went over this with Mod Podge. You know, I could use the baby wipe on it. And I can just do this over. With the brown. Ooh, better. Better, right? Better. So anyway, you get the point. And then I just go back and forth and I play with it and I see which shadowing effect looks better, and you know. But that's how I've been using my big brush pens, and I'm sure there's 100 other things to do with these pens. Also, oh, you could also use them to stamp. Let me just show you real quick. You could also use them for stamping. I'll just do it real quick. Now, if any of you have ever seen Lima Weber or Christy Tomlinson or just any of the other mixed media artists, truly artists, you'll see them using these pens and stuff. So cool, right? So you could also stamp with them, color your stamps. And the fact that they come in different colors, you know, if you have a stamp that has you know, different flowers on it and stuff, you could use your Faber Castelle pens to actually paint, you know, color on the stamp itself to stamp it out in different colors. So anyway, that's how I've been using my stamps, or not my stamps, so sorry, my Faber Castelle pens for shading. Some of you had asked, and this is a project that hopefully will be done soon for Diemond Dies. So thanks so much for watching, and I'm sure I'll talk to you soon. If you have any questions or whatever, leave them below, and I will get back to you. Bye-bye now.